Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Folks, it is Tuesday evening, late night, and you see my title. Dominican woman denounces her blackness and says we have our own culture. Our own culture, okay? This is not a trending topic. This particular video that is in my community section, I urge you to watch it. It's not that long. Is she wrong? Is she wrong? And if you're new to the show, this is the objective perspective. I like for other people to chime in and to talk. There's times when I, a man of a certain age, will lead and, give you my thoughts early. Tonight is not one of those nights. I want you guys, the younger generation, to tell me what you think. Who are you? Where are we in American society? It's different now. Much, much different from the America that I grew up in. Not necessarily for the worse, but not necessarily a better place either, okay? So this video that has already picked up some traction in my community section, holy smokes. So, not even up for 30 minutes, and we've got over 25 comments. Wow. The only thing I'm going to say is I'm so glad that microphone check is coming out soon. Tariq Nasheed, a.k.a. King Flex, so needed, this particular documentary. He does great work, research. I'm very much anticipating the release of that work, okay? All right, phone lines open early. What are your thoughts? And why did she have to say that? We are not black, we will never be black, and black Americans are so pathetically, she said, pathetically trying to include Dominicans as being black. What is her definition of black in today's world? What is your definition of black? Now, again, I'm not going to kick anybody's back in. I want to hear from you. Gone are the days, in James Brown's monumental song, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, Nina Simone, and others, the black anthems, the black exploitation films, black empowerment. Do black folks even celebrate Kwanzaa anymore? Of course you don't. So what is black? Is black foundational black Americans? Is it African Americans? Do you know the difference? What is Latino American or Afro-Rican or Latin? There's so many goddamn different derivatives, I get confused. Are they all just full of shit? Phone lines open right now, as I said. And I want to talk to you guys about the showrunner. A Nevada judge has granted Keefe D. bail for $750,000. What is the percentage he will have to pay, or someone may put up in Nevada, okay, for him to get out on bail? And if he gets out, on bail, well, did he have his top popped? I have no proof. I'm talking reckless. Let me take that back. Diddy doesn't want to touch Keefe D. I'm just, talking silly already. All right. Also, guys, there's something we need to get straight and clear this evening. So Deeds and I were talking earlier, and in case you're new to the show, Deeds handles the live chat. I don't even look in the live chat during the show. I'm watching Cash App, I'm watching the phone system, and I'm watching PayPal. And I'm talking to you guys on the phone. So I can't look in the live chat. I don't just read random, chats, Deeds handles that. But Deeds said to me earlier, she said, nigga, I need to stand on business tonight, and I'm going to start blocking people, and they're going to have to pay a toll to get unblocked. So that's between you guys and Deeds. I think she's going to, sit a couple of people down per week. It's not my business. Just like the my IG page, my alleged daughter Amy, she handles that. I don't do DMs with people. I'm not interested. I have a life, respectfully, okay? All right, so those are my topics this evening. The Dominican woman, I don't know who she is. I don't know when that video came out, but let me just acknowledge the Instagram page on site. I see their watermark, so I guess that's where it came from. I'm not sure whose YouTube channel that is. in my community section, but I sent the link to their platform so they could get the traffic, okay? I promote people in case you don't know, all right? All right. Also, let me say this. I don't want to be a hypocrite, but my last year in high school, class of 82, you know, I was perpetrating the fraud for the most part. I was claiming Dominican. I went to G-Dub. It was called George Washington High School in uptown Manhattan. And when I went to Rikers Island, my first and only time, I was claiming, do you guys know what this is? Is that still the sign for that particular outfit? Anybody know? Let's see what you know in that live chat. I wasn't claiming foundational Black American, African American. No. I was perpetrating the fraud. Okay, let me get some calls lined up, and I do want to talk to you guys. Oh, supposedly severe weather along the East Coast. I want to talk to some of you again with regards to the HARP machine. Do you know when that was put into motion? I spoke about that decades ago, and people laughed at me. Not that I'm the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I don't think that there's any real storm along the East Coast. I think it's all hype. I think weather and fear is big business now, okay? All right, let's get a crack in Tuesday evening. Area code 848. Good evening. Are you there? 8?
Yeah, I'm right here, Star. How you doing?
I'm great, man. How about yourself?
Hey. Yeah, now we could talk about these Spanish people, or the Spanish lady, the Dominican lady.
Okay. Can I ask you to watch the language, sir? I want to try and have, somewhat of an intellectual conversation. I am sipping wine, but let's keep it clean for the most part, please.
All right, no problem.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that Spanish people are just jealous of Black Americans because they have a culture, but nobody cares about their culture. The reason why they say the word nigger, the reason why they want to claim they created rap, the reason why they want to get braids and dreads in their hair. I mean, they don't have a culture. They don't have an identity in this country, and they're a little pissed off about that. And see, first and foremost, the Black man and the Black woman is a threat in this country. We even a threat to our own selves, So, yeah, I can see where she's coming from. Okay. She's jealous and envious.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to do a lot more listening this evening as opposed to talking. I'm a man of history. You know this already. I want you guys to speak because, maybe, I know things are different now. Maybe people have different, definitions and meanings of ethnicity and nationality and other things, If I can just say this with regards to American culture, that is capitalism. Would you not agree? That's American culture.
Yeah, it's definitely capitalism.
Yeah. So anybody can come here and say nigga, make rap music, get a bag. The one-time subculture of hip hop is pretty much gone. Would you agree?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No?
Hip hop will never be gone because that's the edge. That's the music that boosts your adrenaline.
Okay.
Afro beats and Spanish music cannot do that to anyone.
Okay. Well, I think, and I'll give you the last word. You know this. I think we have rap music now, but the one time again subculture of hip hop, if you ask me, is pretty much gone. I mean, it did have somewhat of rules, parameters, and guidelines, once upon a time. But never mind me. Go ahead and finish up. You say that you can understand where this female is coming from. And did you see the video in my community section?
Yeah, I've seen the video.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand where she's coming from because if I was Spanish, I'll feel the same way. I'll feel pissed that. Well, her stance is that Black people want to bring them and say that they're Black. No, we just say that because they're imitating us. It's a way to, how can I put it? They're our children.
Okay.
They're like our pawns. So of course we're gonna say, okay, yeah, you're Black, but we don't really think they're Black. They're too white to be Black.
Oh wow.
Okay. They grow stringy hair, and the women have black elbows and off-white skin. Come on, no.
Okay.
Our blends and our flavors are very beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
Sir, your smoke detector is killing me, but I thank you for the call. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah. Good guy. He calls it from time to time. And smoke detector. Just change the batteries, please. All right. Blade, I got your donation. Thank you so much, Blade. Blade, we most certainly will not be talking about tunnels under synagogues in the New York tri-state. Is that Brooklyn, to be precise, Blade? Thank you for your donation, Blade, as always. But now, we're not going there tonight. Let's keep it business, all right? Mike, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Problem is, black has no value anymore, no class. Calvin, I got your donation. Invasion of the Body Snatchers was crazy. Facts. I saw the original, and I said, whoa, that's going to happen in the future. Crown, I got your donation. Uh-oh. Crown, I always appreciate your input, your perspective, and thank you for your support. Crown, are you there, sir?
Crown from DC, FBA, let's get it. Microphone check coming out next month. Black History Month. We making it the whole Black History year.
Yes.
That's how we going.
Yes.
The Dominican chick with the white supremacist mindset. It's the typical of what's going on today, and we appreciate that. Like I said before, we need all of these subcultures, ethnicities, lineages to be honest. Come out and say what you need to say, because this is the political year. They're going. The campaign is going to push towards blacks, and we need everybody to be clear on where they stand as it pertains to the war against the dominant society. So, if you want to be jealous, if you feel like it's necessary for you to put a camera in your face and say I'm not black, go on and do that. We need to keep that on record, so when we do get these reparations, we know who to pluck off. Right. Because there's a lot of tethers. There are too many tethers that like to latch on to what we have going on and not enunciate their lineage or where they come from or their background. So we getting all this straightened out this year, as we've been doing for the past a year and a half. So yeah, I want all the Dominicans, all the Haitians, Jamaicans, come on now, keep the camera in your face. We love it.
If I can jump in for a second, Crown, I'm so tired of, trying to educate people when they say, the Spanish guy or something Spanish. And then I say, you mean from Spain? Right. A lot of people just don't get it. They don't know their history. When you say your girl is Spanish, she's from Spain, or she speaks Spanish, or she speaks Spanglish, or a derivative. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm so tired of trying to educate. Okay, I hear what you're saying. But now the female, and again, I don't know how old she is, but the video, it's not trending. It's not trending. Based upon her perspective, does she have a point? I know you are proud FBA, Foundational Black American. Does she have a point? Do her words have legs? She's Dominican. I don't know if she's even here in America. She's got a bleached blonde hair. Maybe there's nothing that she wants to be connected to by way of today's black, genre. What are your thoughts on that?
In my opinion, she doesn't have a point. She's actually doing a disservice to herself by separating herself from the black diaspora, because in my opinion, the white supremacist mindset don't give a damn where you from. You're a nigga. I don't care if your mama is white and your father's black. When I pull your ass over, you a nigga. I don't care if you in Africa and it's just a couple white folks. You a nigga. So that don't matter. She's missing the overall point of the system we live in. She's, from my opinion, from that small clip, is like, nah, I'm literally on purpose. I'm going to make sure that I disassociate myself from those black, maybe Africans or black people in America, and she may even have an actual name, derogatory name for us. Okay. We don't even know, but it doesn't. You're doing a disservice to yourself, because guess what? When the white supremacists decide to bring their ass over there, or the Asians after they're done with Jamaica. After they done with colonizing Jamaica, when they bring their ass, they gonna look at you exactly the same way they look at us, like a nigga. Okay. So that's the point. Okay. But some people gotta learn the hard way. But again, FBA all day. microphone check coming out next month. And this is the year for politics. So Joe Biden, get the hell on. And Trump, what it do?
Crown, thank you for your support. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh, we're up to a good start. Folks, try and keep the language, clean for the most part. I want to hear you. I would like for this, this video to try and gain some traction, It's not a trending topic, so I'm not expecting big views or a lot of comments. But please note, I want you to steer this conversation. I don't want to sit here and go back and do a breakdown of this and that. No, it's a different day and time. My racial makeup. I know how I'm perceived by the dominant society, but at the same time, I don't want to live around niggers. And I don't like to go to events where it's predominantly niggers. Let's keep it real. It's not that I'm trying to be white. I just, certain things just don't work for me, respectfully, okay? Hey, Patrice, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Patrice, send Deeds an email if you have been blocked in the live chat. I don't deal with that. Yeah, Deeds might be in the live chat. Now, Deeds, are you in the live chat? Yeah, Deeds said to me earlier, she said, nigga, I need you to go on live tonight because I got to stand on business. She says some of these fuck niggas are going to be sat down. I want you talking crazy in the live chat. I want you doxing people, making threats, but I can't, be in there, blocking people. What is it, timeout and all that other shit? Talk to Deez, but thank you for your donation, all right? Malcolm, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Hey, Janet. Janet, are you calling in? Janet, you sent me an email earlier. Janet, have you read my book? Have you seen the cover of my book, Objective Hate, where man rises up from the primordial soup? With regards to your email. All right, but I did get it, and I want to talk about a few things here this evening. Area code 954, you there? Tuesday, having a discussion, 954. Yes, no,
What's going on, Star? I'm Dominican.
Hey, how are you, man? It's cracking.
Doing good. So I just got a quick little on-topic story here. I'm
Okay.
more of a lighter-skinned Dominican, right?
Okay.
And this goes back a long time, man. I got folks that are on the darker skin side, and they deny it, man. It just is what it is. They'll just look you straight in the face, say, "No, I'm white. Yo soy blanco."
Mm-hmm.
But it has the skin, dark mocha skin, and they just don't want to be associated with blackness. Unfortunately, I don't know what the ignorance is.
Stay with me. Stay with me. And never mind what I've said over the years. I'm 59. Never mind what old nigga Star been saying. Today's black people in America are different from the ones in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. Those were black people that had a cohesive understanding, and they had a common thread of decency. Today's black people, hang on, let me just say this, and then I'll give you the last word. Today's black people, I don't know who the hell's who. I see rappers, and then I see the mothers of the rappers clout chasing, and it's like, well, goddamn, why should I even denounce the rapper when the mother or the father is on that goofy shit just like the rapper or the entertainer? Pardon me. So I'm kind of on the fence now. Go ahead.
So this takes me back to, like you mentioned, 40s, 50s. Malcolm X. Even when he was in his little red days, he was rocking the suit.
Yeah. Zoot suits.
They were doing it in style.
He was wearing zoot suits.
Exactly.
And he was pimping.
I don't know.
And doing coke. Yes. I know his history. I read the book.
Yeah, that's actually the first book I read, the autobiography of Malcolm X. Anyways, it's just a shame that, we deny where we actually came from as Dominicans, and that's pretty much all I got to say.
Now, hang on a second. Is that all you have to say? I'm giving you the floor tonight. Never mind me saying Dominicans are Dominican. Never mind that. Does this girl have a point? I don't know how old she is. Maybe she wants to, take advantage of the American dream. Maybe she acknowledges, we don't know, that she comes from a shithole. But she wants to do...
That could be it.
Maybe she wants to do better and be better, and she's letting us know, no, I'm not black, because black is something different. Go ahead.
It comes down to racism, and that stuff is inculcated in their minds at a very young age. Dominicans have a very contentious relationships with their neighbors, the Haitians. Mm-hmm. They associate blackhood with Haitians, and it just comes down to racism. The Dominican story is much like the American story, where their quote-unquote founding fathers were basically Caucasians, but they just happened to be from Spain, as you mentioned earlier.
Right. Now just one last thing I'm going to put on the table, and again, I want you to have the last word. Feel free to speak. Okay, so we have what appears to be a younger Dominican female, and she's saying, no, I'm not black. Maybe she is raising children here in America, land of milk and honey, streets paved in gold, and she wants them to have a better chance, or maybe she herself doesn't want to be marginalized or put into a certain box. Maybe she doesn't want to be called nigga. Maybe she doesn't say, yo, nigga this, nigga that, nigga. And I find nothing wrong with that. So objectively speaking, does her point and position, does it have legs in 2024?
Well, and what I'm trying, I guess now I'm thinking about it more, Dominicans, they possibly want to have their own lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never
mind Haiti and Haitians, because truthfully, since they beat the French, they ain't done shit over there. Don't blame the CIA. No, Haitians ain't doing shit in Haiti. So if I were Dominican, I would be hating on them too. Finish up. Come on.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it comes down to, wanting to have your own culture and, not identifying with, the monkey shit.
Bingo. Yeah. Bingo. Thank you for the call, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got it,
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. Folks, this is the objective perspective. Never mind me. I can kick this young female's back in with a history lesson. Yes, I can, but things are different. Times are different. And again, I'm really glad that Tyreek Nasheed is coming with microphone check. You need that information. You need that clarity. Fat Joe has always been good to me, never did nothing for me, never even bought me a fucking sandwich, all the airplay we gave him in Terror Squad. Crazy Legs, very respectful. He called in here last year, and he admitted that, he got his dancing style from the Morenos. But at the same time, I saw them at the 50th hip-hop anniversary Yankee Stadium. They got up on stage with that Puerto Rican flag, the flag of corruption. Huh? That folks got your donation. Star. That wasn't the caller's smoke detector. Oh, it was his ankle monitor. Hashtag build more tunnels. .focus. Okay, you're on Twitch? Thank you, .focus. Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, curator of Premium Black News. Are you there, sir? Good evening.
Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, I am here, Star.
How are you, man? It's cracking. Cracking.
I'm pretty good. I agree with the last caller, half of what he said.
Okay.
But let me just say this, man. I remember a time when the Dominicans would say they were Caribbean.
Right.
They wouldn't even claim being Dominican. Now Cardi B is out. They all want to be Dominican. It's like now it's cool to be Dominican when they were They were saying everything else. It was crazy. And then they wouldn't even leave the neighborhoods. The Dominicans would stay, wash their clothes, eat their food, go out and party, and they wouldn't go but 15 blocks. So now they get in their passports and they talking about they ain't black. Nobody said you was black. You said you were black. And now you're switching it. So we got a young lady here that doesn't know the true history of all these girls and all these men that were running around trying to be everything but Dominican. Now they think it's all cute. Now, Cardi.
I don't want to give her the title of lady just yet. She's a female. She appears to be a woman, but lady is a title given to someone. You know that. But now, okay, so now hang on a second. With all due respect, what is your makeup again? I forget, Elvis.
I'm a black man in America, Star.
I know, but you've
always been.
But you've
always been a black man in America.
But Elvis, you've got. Is it Native American? Is it Irish? You're a mixture, just like me. We're all mixed. What is your mixture? I forget.
I'm going to tell you what my mother told me. She says when they see you, all they're going to see is a black boy in America. Now I'm a black man.
Facts.
And that's just the reality. That's been my reality from day one.
Okay.
That's been my reality from a child coming up. From the times that I remember when I was in prison and my hair started to grow, and when they give you the bald head when you first get in, and after about 2 months my hair started to curl up, and out of nowhere all these Hispanics was talking to me like we cool now. I'm like, yo, what the hell is all this? Y'all didn't say nothing to me until my curls started coming in. So,
but now, Elvis,
I've never been looked at as anything but.
Elvis, if I looked at you, and I've seen your videos, your pictures, you look somewhat Cuban, but you've got a Jewish moniker. That Rosenberg is not your last name, right?
No. I did that about 10 years ago.
Okay, so is it fair to say that, respectfully, what your mother told you, that's cool, but you don't want to be black. You've grabbed the moniker Elvis the Chef Rosenberg.
Well, that was only when I was chefing. I had to get in the door, Star. They wasn't going to let me in the door. They needed, so Elvis Rosenberg got me in many doors, and it made me $500,000.
Gotcha.
It's like I was working for people on the Upper East Side that was paying me even when they were on vacation.
Gotcha.
And the only way that could happen is if I was allowed in the door. I couldn't get in the room. So I had to figure out how am I going to get in the room. And Elvis Rosenberg, people so curious about that they allowed me in the room. And once I'm in the room, I got your attention. Once I'm in the room, I can make a difference. I could change the pulse. I could move the needle. But I wasn't going to be able to do that from what I was given at birth. That wasn't enough. So I recognize that. I'm smart like that, and
so hang on a second now. To be fair, when I went to Rikers Island, early '80s, the first and only time there was no air conditioning in the goddamn holding pens in the cells, I was claiming Nieta. You heard of the Nietas, right?
Right.
Yes?
Yeah, I heard of them. They're like those it's a Puerto Rican gang. They came out before the Latin Kings.
I was claiming Nieta.
Right.
Wasn't no black gangs running Rikers Island in the early 80s. Now, decades later, you had the formation of the Bloods in the 90s, yada, yada, yada. But early 80s, I'm claiming Nieta. Okay, I'm sorry. You were saying, go ahead.
Right.
Whew.
Yeah, no, it's true. And when I was coming up here in New York City, no Hispanics wanted to be my friend. They was like, you too black, you nothing like us, and I was always different. I was raised up in the church, so we had a lot of white people in the church, so I gave a lot of eye contact. So I made a lot of people uncomfortable with my eye contact, so okay. I was different. I was always different, so. Okay. So I look at myself as what I am, and that's a black man here in America.
Okay. Any thought?
People don't like that, but I hear where this young lady's coming from. It's cool now to be Dominican. Now it's cool.
Right.
It's cool to say you Dominican, because you got some roads now.
Yeah.
You got some stoplights and stuff like that. You got some resorts that you can go on the beach.
Right.
And you can act like your shit don't stink. And that's what it is. We got Pete. She doesn't understand the true struggle that it even allows her to talk the way she's talking.
Right.
These Dominicans put it down. And I give them credit. They're very smart people. These guys. Remember when they had the clone phones? These Dominicans started that. It was like they took scamming and getting money to a whole nother level. So she don't even know what she's doing.
Facts.
I'm not trying to clown them in any way, shape, or form, but I was there. I'm a 50-year-old man. I was there when they came and they had shoes with no socks on. And when they did put on socks, it was white athletic socks, and it looked crazy.
Right.
But I also remember they wouldn't leave 10-block radius. They would not leave it. They felt so uncomfortable. They had no eye contact. They had no pride in being Dominican. None of that stuff.
Do you remember that Dominicans started the mullets in the early 80s? The mullets.
Oh, my goodness.
Dominicans.
Yeah, and even their baseball players wear that mullet thing with the big curly thing in the back of the head. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I don't get it.
Elvis, I got to go, man. Thank you for tapping in. Got to take more calls. Thank you, man.
Premium Black News tomorrow, 9 p.m. 7 p.m.
Salute. Thank you, Elvis. Thank you. Okay.
Peace.
Okay. All right. Oh, boy, we're having a good discussion tonight. Anybody want to give me an update on what I perceive to be the fake severe weather alerts going on? I'm a dropout, but in the early 90s, for those of you who, like myself, we pay attention to things and we read HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. You guys are up to speed on the HAARP machine now. But I was familiar with that back in the early 90s. And then as time went on and I was on gangstered my way in radio because I was never like a student of radio. It was a jack move. Got on the radio. And salute to White Trash Helene. She's one of my few female friends, along with Deeds, Rukarani, and Dana with the data. Anybody remember me talking about the HAARP machine in 2004 and White Trash Helene laughing with that beautiful laugh? She said, "Get out of here. What do you mean a weather control machine? Get out of here." Weather and fear is a big business now. And for anybody who goes to the weather channels, due to the severe weather alerts on our mobile devices, it's all about tracking. And I do believe that they're using stock footage from a couple of years ago to scare you. Stock footage. And then they send out the alerts to get your information, the most valuable commodity. Just want to say that, right? Kill Mo Lemonade. Got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, what is your area code? Are you calling in? I got your donation. Send an email and just say what your area code is so I can get you on the line. Folks, I respond to Cash App and PayPal. Don't just call me thinking I'm going to pick up every and any goddamn call. I'm looking at 75 calls in a queue right now. Send it a donation. Try and get you on the line. Most requested, I got your donation. Thank you very much. Okay, Janet, I got your email. Thank you, Janet. We'll talk about that another day. Hey, Tara. Tara says, I'm Afro-Dominican. My people have Stockholm Syndrome. I get so confused. Afro-Latina, Afro-Cuban. Salute to people who've got so much to say about, Black Americans or foundational Black Americans or African Americans, but yet they don't live the lives of Black people. They are selectively Black, if you will. Thank you, Tara, for your donation. Okay, so, sir, where is your donation? Where is your donation? Area code 213. I have no permanent co-host. I think Amy blocked you, homie. You've got, you got to send a donation, man. I don't know what's going on with you and Amy. Calvin, I got your donation. Says thanks for the education and the entertainment. Thank you, Calvin. Mike, I got your donation. FBA wants status over everyone, but white zaddy, sad. That's a very good comment. Foundational Black Americans want status over everyone, but white zaddy. I'm doing more listening this evening, okay? Let's go to area code 475. Good evening. The topic is not trending. Did you see the video in my community section? Area code 475.
This is Steve from New Haven.
How are you,
I didn't see
Steve?
the video, but from a perspective of a Caucasian that's dated, Dominicans from Washington Heights and other areas, there's definitely a difference. Hello?
You have the floor, sir. You said your name is Steve? Is that what you said?
Steve.
Okay. You're Caucasian. You're white. What is your background, if you don't mind?
I'm Neapolitan Sicilian.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
I've dated, an African American girl, Dominican girls, and from my perspective, there's definitely a difference. Culture, attitude,
Yeah.
Just the flavor is different.
Yes. Continue. You have the floor. Continue.
I wouldn't say one is better than the other. I prefer the Dominican girls I dated.
Mm-hmm.
And if they see themselves as different, I respect that.
Well, with all due respect, sir, we're talking about this video in my community section. I can put you on hold. It's not even a minute long. I'm looking for different perspectives.
Okay.
Can you watch that video and tell us what you think about... Hang on a second. Tell us what you think about that young female's comment. She's looking right into the camera. Again, listen, I'm 59, man. I don't want to sit here and give a goddamn history lesson. These young people today, they feel different, they think different, and they move different. Can I put you on hold? Go watch the video?
Yeah, can I just...
No, sir. Go watch the video. This is not about the type of girls you dated, which ones you prefer, yada, yada. It's not about that, There's so many differences. Yeah. Blade, I got your donation. Blade, thank you so much. No, Blade, we're not talking about tunnels, Jewish tunnels. At synagogues. Absolutely not. Blade, are you up to speed on, oh my God, Blade, are those war crimes going on over there, Blade, in the Gaza? Holy smokes, I'm seeing little 5-year-olds with goddamn bowls of rice. Oh my goodness, Blade, thank you for tapping in, man, but no, we ain't talking about that shit tonight. Hey, Janelle, you calling in? Janelle says, hey, it's Janelle from Queens. Oh, damn. Look, Janelle, call in and talk your talk. Well, I appreciate your donation. Let's go to area code in the meantime. Where is that young lady? Where is Star? Her name is Star. She called in with the T one time, and I haven't heard from her since. 646, is that Star on a Tuesday evening?
No.
Okay, who am I speaking to?
This destroyer of false prophets. How are you, sir?
Hey, man, thank you for your support. Where do you want to start, sir?
Oh, man, Dominicans are not black. Absolutely. 100% agree. As a fellow Dominican, I see what people seem to forget is with all our fellow compadres crossing the border and with Our Lady AOC saying we deserve reparations, we going to get ours. And we ain't going to get it if we black. So I'm just keeping it real. Can I keep it real tonight?
Keep it real. Listen, sir, you spend Skrilla. I know who I'm talking to. Talk your talk. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
I mean, look at what we're doing right now. I mean, Mayor Adams is moving your kids home to shelter my cousins that are crossing the border now.
Right. He's got to go. Adams has got to go.
Yeah.
We got to go. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, he ain't even. Who's gonna clean his house?
Wow. Come on.
Who's gonna clean his house and cut his grass? Nobody. Who's gonna live in the apartment he claims he's living in Brooklyn while he's in Jersey? No, it's us. He ain't going nowhere. You know, and then also to get a little bit more serious.
Well, now, hang on a second. Did you see the video? It's in my community section. This young female, she says.
Yes, I saw it earlier today.
Yeah, man. She's talking about black. We will never be black. And then she said, pathetic black people try to include Dominicans in being black. She said, pathetically black people. Go ahead.
That's right. She said, she said she pretty much praised her conquistador side. That's what she said. I'm gonna, and what's beautiful about watching her say it is like she can't even pass for high yellow. She can't. She's straight up dark.
Well,
so it's like, I mean, if I'm talking about by Dominican standards, dark.
Got you.
Let me slow down.
No, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I would be a hypocrite to sit here and try to act like I haven't said things. My mother didn't say to me back in the 70s. We're Neapolitan. I don't want your little dirty Sicilian friends swimming in our pool. They don't wash on a regular.
Yeah, and
of
course, and one of the things Dominicans pride themselves in the most is the fact that they were the first mixed race in the Western Hemisphere. They really were, and that's something that they're very proud of. That's why they don't like to identify to either side. They rather just claim their Dominican heritage aside from a color. More than a color is more their heritage. But like I said, we're gonna get reparations. We don't get it.
Well, now, hang on a second. Hang on. Destroyer of false prophets. You're Dominican, you said.
Sure, sir.
You're Dominican.
Yes, I am a Dominican American. My parents are Dominican. I was born here.
Okay. AOC is Puerto Rican, and she claims to have Ashkenazi lineage, right?
Well, we'll see about that. I mean, somebody...
No, hang on. Sir, you're talking to somebody who pays attention. AOC, for people who don't know, who is AOC? Tell them. Alexandria
Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes. And yeah, she's not married. Last I checked, she's trying to use a recent census report from the mid-'90s with regards to Hispanics and Latin people aligning themselves with natives. Oh, she's tricky and she's slippery, and she went on the breakfast slop and she destroyed them because they don't know their fucking history at all. But now you're Dominican, she's Puerto Rican and Ashkenazi. Do you really think she gives a fuck about you, or is she just trying to get you in to use you for your vote? Keep it real.
Oh, absolutely. She needs to get our vote. She needs to get our vote. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is as Latin as Tito Puentes. I never met a Puerto Rican with a Tito Puentes CD in my life. So yeah, she's capping. She's capping hard. She went to the border, and you notice like she went down there with the mother two, and she pretty much ran away.
Right.
It was like they were like the Destiny's Child of Congress, and now Beyonce stands alone.
Facts. Hey man, I appreciate your call and thank you for tapping in.
Oh, thank you, Star.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good evening.
Okay. Destroyer of false prophets. Guys, I am promoting my sponsor this evening. If there is a sponsor who wants to call in, or if you need to remind me about your information in my showrunner or your banner, please do so. Okay? The Hater, 1964 yahoo.com. That's my email address. Please don't email me about if you have been blocked in the live chat. Speak to Deeds. Deeds says she's going to be blocking random people in the live chat and standing on business. Some of you guys, I don't know what somebody said to her, but she is charging a small fee for you to be unblocked. Like my alleged daughter, Amy, who charges, I don't know what she charges, to remove copyright strikes. John Flowers got your donation. John Flowers. We asked, well, John Flowers, I'm part Neapolitan. John, you're a man of history and knowledge. Did you Google the sack of Naples? What is Star more than likely mixed with? What type of African on my mother's side? Okay. Thank you for your donation, John Flowers. Look at Blade coming for me with the headshot. He says, you filthy Arab. Sir Shy, he says, congratulations to Jim Harborough and Michigan University. Okay. I'm not at speed, but thank you. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. Wait a minute. Now, is this female? Are you the young lady who sent me the very nasty, threatening emails? 305? Is that you? Oh,
what's going on, Star? Oh. This is Cuban Black, man, most requested.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? I thought you were the female who has been like threatening me via email. Go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
Oh, man. Yeah, man, I'm a foundational Black Cuban.
Let's go.
And I'm bringing all the smoke to anybody in the Caribbeans talking about they're not Black.
Okay, now did you see the video?
I apologize because I haven't seen the video, but
okay. Oh, come on, you got to see the video, man. Can I put you on hold? It's in the community section. I'll bring you right back in. I want your opinion, man. Can I put you on hold?
I don't even know how to get into your community section, brother. I'm sorry. I meant to call you brother. I'm sorry. I don't even know how to get into your community section.
Hang on. Are you in front of a laptop, a computer, a tablet? Where are you?
I'm calling from my phone, but I got on the tablet yet.
Okay, listen to me. Go to the Star Report YouTube channel, and you'll just look at the tabs. Scroll to the right, you'll see community. Just click on that, man. I want people who have taken the time to see that video, and then I'll bring you right back on. Okay, all right.
I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Okay. Put him on hold. Where's the guy who called in? From area code 475. You there? Good evening, 475. Did you watch the video? 475.
Yeah, I just watched it. It's just disrespectful. It's fucking trash.
Sir, you gonna watch your Caucasian mouth?
Pardon me.
Watch your mouth. Come on.
Yeah, it was just disrespectful. She's going for clout and clicks and trying to get, controversy stirring.
Are you in your 40s, mid to late 40s?
Nope, 36.
Mm-hmm. Objectively speaking, she's probably a young female who, sees things very different, and she doesn't want to be aligned with the bullshit, They don't want to know their history. Everybody's not going to read about the Spanish Inquisitions, Galileo, and they don't care if Adolf Hitler was Man of the Year in 1938. They don't care. On Time Magazine, Adolf Hitler. Time Magazine's Man of the Year. They don't care. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Jack in Naples, Algerians, 7,000 Italians enslaved.
That's right.
1544.
Yeah.
They took a total of 50,000 slaves in the 1500s from Naples specifically.
Yeah. More than likely, I've got Algerian blood mixed in with my Neapolitan heritage.
Yeah. You're not the type of person. You're not the type of person to send in your DNA, right?
I've already done that, sir. I've already done that.
You have?
Yeah.
You made that mistake?
Oh, no, it's not a mistake. Why do you think I tell people don't call me your goddamn brother? Come on.
Well, I mean, like those websites, the 23andMe, they sell your DNA.
Sir, I did that
Ancestry.
Sir, I did that decades ago. Okay, so you saw this female. She said what she said. Go ahead and finish up, man. Your thoughts on her as a young female, putting her face out there very boldly saying we will never be black, and then saying that African Americans pathetically try to include Dominicans in their black, name calling. Go ahead.
I mean, if from an African American perspective, I would say it's disrespectful. They help build the country that you're in, and that you're taking advantage of. But
you're not African American, so why are you trying to give an African American perspective, realistically?
Well, I think you can step outside yourself. You can try to do that, that thought experiment. But,
no, sir. That's what liberals do, who try to manipulate and who try to speak on behalf of black people. Black people don't need you speaking on behalf of them.
Well, Sun Tzu, I mean, if you believe in the art of war, wouldn't you suggest you should think like another, opposition or a person?
You're not at war, sir. You're part of the dominant society.
Life is war.
You're
right?
part of the dominant society. Nice try, though. Go ahead.
Anytime there's limited resources and appeal towards control, there's always a war.
Okay.
Always conflict.
Finish up.
I was calling originally about the AI topic from Sunday night.
Sorry, sir, we don't go backwards. We don't go backwards, but I thank you for your call. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. We're not going backwards. The AI topic from Sunday night. Nice try, though. Hold on a second. Hold on. Who is this? Uh-oh. What did you get into my alleged daughter with? She said to me, don't bring that guy back on the show. 213.
Salute. It's Avo. Well, the only thing that I did is I quoted you and I used your name.
Listen to me carefully. Listen to me. I don't care, but if you rub my alleged daughter the wrong way, she'll get you out of here. I have no say-so.
I understand. I understand.
I don't care.
I don't like stealing quotes.
Hey,
I get it.
I don't care. But if you get into it with her, she'll deal with you, and that's it. Now, let's get right to the topic. You're Colombian. The video in my community section, I'm trying to be objective here tonight. I can go back into history and destroy that young female, but no, she feels different. Did you see the video, Advo?
Yes, I watched the whole video of the young lady with the blonde-haired Dominican girl. Yes, I just watched it on your community.
Please, come on.
I'm here. Usually, I put in my foot on Dominicans, but right now I want to give Dominicans their flowers. Mostly for being in the same island as Haiti, but being more prosperous than their neighbor. I used to love Haiti until they decapitated their own president's head. Y'all remember 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When the Haitian president got killed by their own people?
Yeah. It was a coup.
You remember?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So going back to what you said, those are corrupt countries that they don't even deserve for us to be like running around with their flags. Now, when it comes to comparing Dominicans to Haitians, I do understand when Dominicans say I'm not black, it's because they have that sense of colorism in the island. That if you're Haitian, you're looked down upon. So they feel like saying I'm Dominican is like a proudness. So it's understandable why they have that alienation towards Latino.
Hang on a second, Advo. I want to bring it right to America. She said,
yes, sir.
African Americans, never mind Haiti. She spoke, looked dead in that goddamn camera, and she said, we will never be black. Objectively speaking, hang on. Objectively speaking, does she have new ground to speak from? I'm a proud foundational black American, /Neapolitan, / slight Algerian, Never mind me. This young female, does she represent a new wave, a new mindset with regards to Dominicans in America?
Yes. Just looking at the body language in the video, you could clearly see the young lady, and then it cuts up to an African American a male, and you could look at the body language of the male. The dreadlocks look unkept. He didn't even have a shape up. He looks high.
Never mind him, Advo. Please, man, let's stay focused. Never mind him. He was just giving his commentary. I want to talk about the female. Does she have a point, or is she delusional? You're from Colombia. You were born there, and you've got knowledge, man. I've heard you flow before. Come on, man, flow.
I do believe she has a point. A lot of times when we immigrants, we technically are 3/5 of a man. A lot of us don't have papers. A lot of us, our parents don't have papers. So the American dream for us is still a thing for some of us. I understand that black people have their own acknowledgement of the country, 400 years of slavery. But for us, it's an opportunity because we could see a country that, like, I can't do half of the things that I've done in America, in Colombia. I would have been killed on day one.
Right.
So
right.
I do acknowledge that if you're going to come here, you're going to have to follow the rules. There's limitations that I could do as a non-born citizen than a citizen. So don't take this country for granted. Black people lost the Negro League. Look how many baseball players we have from the Dominican Republic.
They gave it away.
Look how they gave it away.
They gave it away. Come on.
Facts. They say there's a black man with more home runs than the MLB.
Yeah.
I think he had
Josh Gibson had more home runs than Babe Ruth. Josh Gibson.
Yeah, and Hank Aaron. So it just shows you how black people never appreciate their own history. They never appreciate it. So I think that a new wave of immigrants are coming in, and they obviously we don't deserve reparations, but I feel like we're here to stay. Like, Chicago is run by Mexicans, New York is run by Caribbeans, Miami is run by Haitians. So we eating y'all food, and if y'all don't wake up, it's gonna be too late when y'all wake up. You're gonna have to learn Spanish soon. Start learning Spanish if you're in New York. Those Cubans, all those.
Advo, stay with me.
And AOC.
Stay with me.
Yep.
Stay with me. You just said you reparations are not owed to you. That's what you said as a Colombian.
Well, I want a different reparation.
No, hang on. That's what you said. That's what you said. You said,
yes,
Colombia reparations is not owed to Colombians.
No, I don't. Okay. I don't.
Now, I don't believe you're owed reparations. I don't believe that. But if I were Colombian, I would make a fight for reparations. I would say, well, listen, I'm from what used to be considered a third world country. And out of your fear and recognition for how you did us dirty, you now call us a developing nation. And you, America, you have caused war and genocide in Colombia by way of the CIA. Therefore, hang on, let me finish. Therefore, I feel that reparations are owed to my family and my children. As a Colombian, come on.
as an immigrant that both of his parents has been deported by the United States government. I myself been to Washington D.C. and I spoke to Senator Durbin, and I told him the same thing regarding the war on drugs. By ending the war on drugs, we should get reparations, but I don't feel like it's a monetary reparation. It's just ending the war on drugs, ending the school to prison pipeline, ending unlimited money to state governments from the federal government. So ending the war on drugs will do reparations because it will stop fumigating Colombian indigenous people. But again, I'm a visitor to this country, so there's things that I could legislate in a different way. Not for reparations. I feel like every black man should deserve $250,000 just because they got to get paid for 400 years of slavery, no matter what.
All right. Hey, man, I appreciate
Salute,
the
Star.
call. And listen, you better work it out with Amy, man, because if she emails...
I appreciate it.
Hang on, please. If she emails me and says, don't take that guy's call anymore, I have to go with what she says. Work it out, man.
I feel you.
Work
She's your
it out.
handler. I get it. She's the handler.
Yeah,
I
she
feel you.
handles this goddamn channel. You're goddamn right. Work it out.
No, she
Thank you, man. Get him out of here. Jesus. I'm honored to have young people like Amy and Deeds, do what they do. Guys, there's Deeds in the live chat right now. She's blocking people. That's what she said to me earlier. Nigga, I'm standing on business. Some of these niggas ain't spending no Skrilla. They ain't buying merch. Sit niggas down and then make them pay to get back in the live chat. Blade says, oh, so we can talk about Jew names, but not Jew tunnels. That's a whole fact, Blade. Blade, you know what it is. Blade, nobody has gone harder on radio ever in the history of urban /hip hop radio. Blade, weren't you around back in 2000, late 2000, 2001? When Star was talking about Adolf Hitler, well, actually, I started talking about the man who had killed more people in modern times. I don't like to keep going back to this, but Adolf Hitler was known as the most evil man, and I said, no, that's not true. And then I spoke about he was given the title Man of the Year, Time Magazine, 1938. Now, the owner of Time Magazine at the time tried to say it was because of his influence. They were not necessarily condoning his actions. But they gave Hitler Man of the Year, 1938, Time Magazine. Blade, you heard those shows. They now call it Person of the Year, but back then it was Man of the Year. Pardon me, folks, I'm rambling. I think Deeds just sent me a text. Hold on a second. Yeah, Deeds says, I have been in the chat and a few people have been blocked already. I said for a small fee, I'll set you free. Yeah, Deeds, put your email or your Cash App in there. Handle your handle. I'm busy. Guys, on the screen, please visit one of my sponsors. This is a great platform if you're trying to get some traction with your channel and you want to, get some of your videos in the algorithm, 80s.com. You must say Star sent you. You may or may not get some type of discount. I'm not sure, but that's one of my sponsors, okay? Also, Spirit Smooth Tunes. Always good to hear from you, man. If you want to call in and talk some classic soul or R&B, all right? Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. Loud, I got your donation. Okay, now he's talking about the harp machine. Okay. Thank you so much for tapping in. Yeah, I don't see any real... I heard some thunder here in Stone Harbor, New Jersey earlier. I was taking a beautiful nap and it was boom, boom, boom. I said, whoa, But all that, severe flooding, they're showing old stock footage on the weather channels. Is it a hoax? Okay, what number are you calling from? Kill Mo Lemonade. I got your other donation. You say you have 2 phones. What area code, sir? You have to say, hey, pick up such and such. Sir Shai says, thank God for King Flex, who warned us about tethers. Yeah, man, listen, I support Tariq Nasheed's research, and he puts the information out there. Whether I agree with everything or not, I'm a capitalist. I don't support tribalism, but I salute that man. Sal, I got your donation. Dominicans should blame. Okay, you're going there, sir. Thank you so much. And Jell, are you calling in? Where's Jell? Area code 770. Thank you for your support. Jell, is that you on a Tuesday night?
Yes, it is. Good evening.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
The woman is being disrespectful, but I understand where she's coming from. She's coming up from a place of supremacy.
Come on.
I don't think she understands the platform that she's standing on, but it's blacks are the permanent underclass. In every ethnic group that comes to this country, their job is to ensure that blacks stay there. They'll come here. Additionally, they'll be equals, and then they'll build political capital and financial capital, and they'll start to rise. And their job is to keep blacks oppressed. Blacks are also here as a voting bloc, and there you have that black and brown coalition, right, where the left will tell them to reach out to Dominicans, that group, every other group, and blacks are so weak because they have nothing that's solid. They'll reach out to other groups. These other groups will pilfer whatever resources they can get from blacks and leave them on the side. So I understand where she's coming from, and also these other groups will come in as liberals and then change to, a Republican side because they believe in family more, and, unlike blacks. So I understand where she's coming from, but she's still being very disrespectful.
If I can jump in, stay with me. I am proud ADOS, foundational black American. I was raised by a strong black man from the South. He went to the U.S. Navy when he was a preteen. You may or may not know this already. But my mission is to be objective. And I'm letting that, female say what she said without, kicking her back in, because today's generation, they feel different about a lot of things. And at the same time, as you stated, black people in America, sadly, are the permanent underclass. They allow too many other cultures to come in, take from them. They condone these other cultures, mimicking them. And then these other cultures rise up, and then they don't even want you patronizing their businesses. Would you agree?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, and that's the job from white supremacy, because white supremacy will allow them to exist.
Yes.
And to, build. Some will rise, some will stay, whatever. But their job is to keep blacks as the permanent underclass. And blacks, I'm a proud black man. Yep. I'm ADOS, but we have done nothing for our cause. We give everything away. Yeah. And if you give us, some fried chicken and play the electric slide outside the voting booth, we're going to give you our vote. We have no power.
Yeah. If I can,
these other groups build power. Look at Cuba. I mean, they come over. They run Miami.
Right. Yeah.
They run it.
You run it. Yeah. Hang on a second. I want to respond to what you said, because no power is the reason why many groups I just don't support, or the opinions of some people, or what their missions are. If you have no power, and I don't see you acquiring any power, I'm like, okay, what you're saying sounds hot. This is not to kick in the back of Charlemagne. I've never met him, and I'm too old to listen to the Breakfast Club. If something goes viral, I'll check out a clip. But when Joe Biden said to him, as he was campaigning, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And he took that. I said, wow. Here's a guy syndicated. Not saying he should have cursed Joe Biden out, but he should have been on his ass, and he should have been telling the people who listen to the Breakfast Club on however many stations they're syndicated on, this ain't the guy for us. Now he's saying Kamala Harris abandoned him and others. Are you up to speed on it?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean,
it goes to what you just said about no power.
Did a similar thing weeks later, where she called him out. So the bottom line is this: the Breakfast Club is syndicated in number one for one reason only: to control the mind of black people, to control the vote. So the LGBT, the black vote, they're there for one reason. So if he rises up and challenges the president, there'd be problems. No other group would allow that. And if they saw someone that was in a position of power sit back and take that, they would ostracize them from their community. It would not be allowed.
Right.
Because if you don't strike people down when they are out of order, you create chaos. And if you look at our communities, we are run by mammies and fools. You can run in and out of the black community. You have one cop can go into the black community and shut it down. One white cop can shut down the black community.
Yeah.
They got no power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got nothing. No family unit, no finances, no political aspiration. Man, we have no code. And if you look what's going on right now, they're about to be replaced.
Okay.
These migrants are here for a reason. They're here to ensure that the voting blocks, that structure still stays in place. People are like, oh, well, they're going to vote to take your job. No, they're here to ensure voting blocks stay in place.
Yeah.
Blacks are not needed anymore because what's going to happen in this next election, blacks are turning their backs on the Democrats. And once they do that, you see all these mammies losing their job at the sea level. They're wondering why, because they're not doing the bidding. The culture has changed. The black folks are saying, what the hell are we getting on our end?
That's very important what you said about the mammies losing their jobs in the sea level, because 2 days ago we did a show on bachelor's degrees no longer being needed by these corporations.
You know what that is? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is done to ensure, because males are not going to college like they were before because it's a feminist state. And so you have white males that are not in corporate America anymore, so they have to take that requirement away because they need white males in corporate America. Right. You put women in any workforce, an abundance of them, there's going to be chaos. Yeah. They did the same thing with the NBA years ago. The NBA was put in place for one thing and one reason only: to keep people blacks out of high levels, positions. Yeah. Simple as that. That degree requirement is a very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
It is not for us.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good call. Good call. Okay, phone lines open. Sit tight. I see you guys. B. Ramon, thank you for your support. Angela, I got your donation as well. Thank you so much. Raheem, thank you for tapping in, sir. Okay. 105 fam, he says, big nigga. Okay, what's your area code? Where are you calling from? 105 fam, I don't know your number. Our Ramon says, why are there no Dominicans on Star Trek? They don't work in the future either. Okay, that's an old joke. That joke used to be, why aren't there any Puerto Ricans on Star Trek? Because they don't work in the future either. But, okay, you've switched it around. Oh, my goodness. Okay, and then he says, Star, what do you call a white guy surrounded by 15 Hispanics? A foreman. That's an old joke as well. Chubby Tappin says, I know one stripper that would have sex parties in New York City. I remember her telling me stories of Latin dudes that tried to pass. Okay, you spelled it wrong. Pass for black at her BBC party. Okay, thank you very much. And then 105 fam says, Elvis is a tall hat, and Dominicans can talk crazy all they want. They're descendants of black slaves, Spaniards, and native Caribbean, Taino Indians. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let me go back to the phone lines here. Let's take some calls. And, okay, did I leave this guy on hold? 305, did I have you on hold? Are you there? 305. Give me a second. I think that's
Star.
It. Hey, what's up, man?
It's most requested again. I was on hold. You told me to watch the video.
Yeah, hey, thank you.
I watched the video.
Thank you for your patience, man. I got swamped. So you watched the video? You watched it?
I did watch the video.
Come on.
And saw a video similar to that one a few years back from another Dominican female, younger than her, but get to the nitty gritty.
Come on.
Full Dominicans, Cubans. I'm Cuban myself. I'm that black Cuban that I always talk to you about. I'm black.
Right.
Be black.
Right.
No, got I don't got no white in me. I'm black completely. So I see is of
Your phone's going in and out.
conditioned. They've been conditioned. And I blame their parents.
Go ahead.
Blame their parents for it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because their parents should know better. These kids, you are black, no matter where you're from. Because it doesn't matter if you're black American, black Colombian, or black Dominican. End of the day, identify yourself as they're going to identify yourself first. You can bring this young lady over here where I'm at right now.
I have to jump in for a second because your phone is choppy. It keeps going in and out, in and out. I gather what you're saying. Yes, the dominant society will see them as black. This we know. This we know. But, you know, again, to make the argument, not that I'm trying to, but to try and be objective here, there's a certain underclass by today's culture, you know, the culture of chaos. And it's not a good black culture. I mean, there are very prominent black people, upper middle class, working class, conservative for the most part, but the dominant society and black people themselves promote the ignorance and the most lower standards, you know, of entertainment. So with that being said, not that I'm trying to sway your thoughts, but can you understand what this young female might be saying, or where she's coming from, or is she just delusional?
Yes, I do understand. But the thing is that she's only focusing in the negative aspect of black race. She's only focusing on the negative part of the black race. And she doesn't want to see herself or identify herself as, because like I said before, she's being conditioned that black is dirty, that black is the delinquents, that they criminals. But as soon as they say, there's a famous baseball player or there's a famous musician and they happen to be black Dominican, now we are black. See what I'm saying?
I hear you.
That's my take on it. But like I said, I have family Cubans that they lighter than me, and they don't consider themselves black. Get what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And I have to kick their backs in. I say, yo, you are black. What are you talking about? Like your mother is darker than me. You know what I'm saying? And I have to restrain some of my cousins, let them know that I don't care what you think that you are, but you are black, then you everything else. But you have to have pride on your own race. Forget about culture. It's your race. You know?
If I can jump in now, would you agree or not? Would you agree or not that race is a social construct? Race.
I can agree. I can agree with that.
Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to make an argument for her. Hang on, I'm just trying to be objective here so that we can, go back and forth. And yeah, folks, never mind me, never mind Star. Focus on the topic. When you're in your comments after the show, please don't send me emails. Go into the comments and address the topic. Some of you get so hung up on me. Oh, well, here's what you said. Here's what you do. Focus on the topic. So this female, again, I don't know how old she is. She appears to be very young. Do you think that she's in for a wake-up call? Because, she appears to be young. I can look at her type. She's a certain type to me. And let me just say this, a white guy, he will smash her type or other, mammies or black girls like her, but they won't wife them. What are your thoughts on that? Finish up.
Yes, are absolutely correct. Like I said earlier, I have cousins, family members that they only date white people,
right,
because that's the way they feel, and not necessarily they're going to get a wake up call,
right.
But at some point at some point they don't even identify themselves as black anymore. Like they don't see themselves black at all. They see themselves as white.
Got you.
Or something else, but no.
Sir, your phone is choppy, man. I gotta go. I appreciate you.
And that, I think
I appreciate you calling, but your phone's choppy, man. Thank you. I appreciate him being on hold, but it's just like that's a hard conversation to have. 215, sit tight. You're up next. Anicia, I got your donation. Thank you, young lady. I'm a little bit behind schedule. Are you in the Myrtle Beach area? I have to go to North Myrtle Beach to look at a house. I saw a very nice house, but stay in touch if you're going to be in that area next week, okay? Area code 215. Good evening. Did you see the video in the community section? 215.
Yo, what's up, Troy? I seen it.
Okay. Where do you want to start, sir?
My question is, like, all right, we don't know if that girl was in the Dominican Republic or the United States, but watching it, I came with two questions. Like, so is she in the Dominican Republic? Like, what are they teaching them? Like, what are they teaching in Dominican schools? It's very, I don't know. It's very confusing for them to not. Or what are they teaching in Dominican homes? Mm-hmm. And then the second thing that came up was, if she's in the United States and she's talking like this towards blacks from the United States, like there's nothing that you would have as a Spanish speaking or having a Spanish accent black person without the struggles of the black people that was already here. Like, it always confuses me how people like that can down talk black people. Not even just the Dominicans, but all the groups that come here that are black, the African blacks, the Haitian blacks, the Jamaican blacks, the Bermuda blacks. Like, how do you believe that you would be treated in America if it wasn't for our struggle? Like, so
can I ask, how old are you? How old are you?
44.
Okay. With all due respect, aren't you a little too old to be confused? Why don't you know? Why don't you know about what? Hang on. Why don't you know what they're pumping into the minds of other people? You, I would imagine, or I would assume, you have experienced some of the Black American struggle. Again, I'm not taking her side by no means, but I'm trying to get an understanding of how she may think. In her mind, she would rather deal with. And let's keep it real. She'd rather deal with white supremacy, instead of, niggers just out of control, shooting up the goddamn place, killing each other for nigger trinkets. You're almost 50. Come on, man. Educate us.
I mean, I wasn't saying I'm confused, like really confused. I was being facetious about that.
Come on.
But I understand where the Dominican women like that is coming from, where Dominican people is coming from, because they don't want to be considered or judged like the Haitians who they share their island with, or the blacks that they see on TV that's pumped on the TV that our international image is that of Sexy Red and Chief Keef, and it's like that's our image, and they don't want to be associated with that. I believe that in those places, blacks in America are the only group of blacks in the world that have that. We live close to whites. We lived in their houses. We live in their communities. In places like Haiti and the Dominican Republic and Jamaica, they might not see white people for months or weeks on end. So they don't. In their place where they are in their country, it's like, oh, black means an American black.
Yeah.
Because they don't have anything to judge it against.
Right. Stay with me for a second, because again, I'm not trying to steer this conversation. I'm trying to get the conversation sparked, so to speak. Let's talk about accountability for a minute here. You know my age. You're 40 what again? 40 what? 44. You know, the art over the decades has promoted chinky eyes, light skin. Some of your biggest rappers have even stated their preference was not, foundational black Americans. Kodak Black, Young Berg, a.k.a. Hitmaker, and a host of others. You get a little, hang on, sir. Yes, I know he's Haitian, but I'm just saying you're entertainers that benefit by way of capitalism. They voice their opinion for what they want, something other than a foundational black American woman. Whatever the guy's name is, Jesse something, who stood up on the BET stage. He's all talking that bliggity black stuff. Meanwhile, he leaves his black wife for a white woman. Is there any accountability that black men should take? Because when you get some goddamn money, you leave the black woman who held you down. You jump the fence. And it's like now we've got this clusterfuck. Any accountability for the black man? I hear what you're saying, but that's my question. Any accountability?
I believe the statistic is 80% of black men that are married to black women in the United States.
I'm listening.
I mean, that's the stat. I mean, there's nothing else really to say about that. Most black men that are married to black women. So, I mean, what they say in entertainment, like, Dr. Dre and Ice Cube said they killed people on every song. Mm-hmm. That they didn't, though. So just because Kodak...
Even if that's true, we're talking about the perception of black people from other people, such as this Dominican girl and others that come here.
Black people are...
Even if it's 90% of black men married to black women, we're talking about the influencers. Go ahead and finish up. You have the last word.
Black people in the United States are not in control of their image.
Okay.
So
great point.
Like I said,
great point.
Well,
great point.
All right, take it easy, boss.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Good point. 105 fam got your donation. Okay. Okay, 340. We're having a good discussion. This is not a trending topic. 105 fam, sit tight. You're up next. Fidel, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Hold on. It's not always racism. Traditions and values play a part as well as introduction through colorism. It's a layered conversation. Yeah, I got time for the layered conversation tonight, and I agree with what you've said. Indoctrination through colorism, okay? Big Aki tapping in. LOL, yeah, y'all running shit, all right? Y'all running shit straight into the ground. Nigga, every place Advo named is a shithole. Now minus Miami, LOL, just look, okay? Mm. 1051 fam, good evening, sir. You have the floor. Thank you for your patience and your support. 105 fam.
Hey, good evening, sir. What's up?
Hey, man, how are you?
All right, man. I saw the video, man, and I just wanted to say, hey, she feels she's not black. I say that there are niggas just like the rest of us, man. And I could prove it, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I could prove it. So we got the Dominicans, right? Okay. You got the slavery background just like everybody, just like the rest of us.
Right.
You speak the language of your colonizers just like the rest of us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to music, we created an art form over here. Y'all blended the African drum with the Spanish guitar and with all of that to make your music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're rocking the lace fronts just like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? You're just like the rest of us, just a different style, just a different swag. Same thing, man. You niggas just like the rest of us, man.
Okay.
So she could be, you're in denial or whatever, but you're just like the rest of us. It's just a different location. You know what I mean?
So in reality, she's just speaking out loud and saying a whole lot of nothing, and she's trying to clout chase, get a couple of clicks, but she's really just a bedwench at the end of the day.
Well, it doesn't seem to me like she was genuine. It seemed like she, even if she did feel the way that she felt, I can't tell her how to feel, but the facts are, you know what I'm saying? Look at her dark skin, first of all. That's why I feel she was trolling. Because she looks like a...
Yeah, I'm talking about the facts. At the end of the day, she's going to be a bedwench.
Yeah.
She can even get some... she can get some cake soap and lighten herself up, but you know... Ain't no white Anglo-Saxon Protestant wife and no mammy.
No. And let me tell you, this isn't to kick in the back of the Dominican. This is well known. On my island, you know what I'm saying, we share it with a lot of Dominicans. Like, their culture is prostitution, man. So, you know what I'm saying? When they say bedwench, like, all of them, like, ain't nothing for a man to have a wife and she go and get the bag and he give her a call, like, where you at? Oh, baby, I working.
Yeah, I working.
And he knows what's up.
Yeah,
he knows what's up. It's like, that's their culture. There's no way around it. Like, they bust it open for the bag, all of them. You know what I'm saying? So when you say bedwench, you're right on point with that.
Yeah. Hey man, I appreciate the call. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Okay. Earl, can you send me an email? I've been a reader for a lot of decades, if you will. I don't remember, titles just off the rip like that. If you were asking about Adolf Hitler, you can Google that. He was Time Magazine's Man of the Year. Okay, it's right there. If you're talking about something, I don't know, Galileo or Sir Isaac Newton, I've already referenced those books. But my thing is, since you sent it a nice donation, it doesn't matter what book you read. It doesn't even matter if you've read, 20 books a year. Do you apply the knowledge of the book? I've read a bunch of books that were trash, a total waste of time. But sometimes it's the process of reading, the mind stabilization that helps me or has helped me over the years. I've read books that were just straight garbage, and I said, oh, man, that was fucking garbage. Throw the book away or give it away. But thank you for your donations. You can send me an email if you're looking for a particular book and if I have knowledge, okay? All right, Travis, got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, I don't know who he's talking to, but sir, we don't do dollar donations. Go fuck yourself. Joseph, all right, thank you, man. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Micah got your donation. Mike says, Star, they gave hip hop away. To a large degree, you're right. You're right. To a large degree, you're white. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. Russell Simmons, great guy. He and Rick Rubin sold Def Jam. They sold half of it, back in the days. He sold it to Columbia Records. I don't know. But thank you for your donation, Mike. Is it Sade? Okay, your name is Sade. Okay, I know about 5 girls named Sade. Thank you for your donation. Hold on a second. I'm looking for someone here who's been on hold for a while. I don't see you. Let's go to 561. Good evening. Are you there? We're talking about a female made a video denouncing her blackness. Are you up to speed? 561.
Yep, up to speed. Starts with Dumb Nigga Club. What's good?
Hey, man, how are you? It's cracking.
Good. So watch this video, and unfortunately, it's a very layered conversation, like the caller spoke about earlier. Okay. With Dominicans saying that they're not black, I want a Dominican to go to Spain and say that they're not black and that they're Spanish and that they're exclusive club. You know what they're going to tell them? Go ask yourself.
Yes, I do know. I've been saying that for years, and I appreciate your perspective. But we're dealing with a younger TikTok generation, and certain things they just don't care about. Let's keep it real. By way of history, they don't go to the libraries like I did. I don't know how old you are. They don't go through things that help them. They just, if they can't Google it, it's not real. Go ahead.
Right. You're definitely right. I'm 37, by the way. I was avid library reader, reading encyclopedias, things of that nature. Yeah. That's how you would get your information, especially outside of your circle, outside of your world. Right. The schools weren't teaching it. But to your point, I get the whole TikTok thing that they are, that's where they get their information. But to claim that you're not black, but you have the hair of a black person, you're rocking the same makeup style as foundational black Americans, you're mimicking the hip hop style. If you go to Dominican Republic, there are Caesars as far as the eye can see. Where did they get their hairstyle from? Foundational black Americans. So you could say that you're not part of something in one light, but mimic it if it's such a deplorable part of what you view as black. How do you mimic it in one light and then hate it in another? Doesn't make any sense.
Stay with me. You are 100% right. However, a lot of the young, if you will, black females today, whether they be FBA or Caribbean or, Creole and things like that, they are wearing these fake, lace fronts, and they constantly playing in it, and that's not their natural hair for the most part, right? I mean, if it were Bantu knots and cornrows or a natural, that would be, more so real and traditional. But the girls today, I mean, it's just, I look at some of these girls, and I'm not going to name names, but some of the rappers, female rappers, it's like, Jesus Christ, you're wearing a lace front and a weave that's down to your fucking butt, and it looks crazy. It looks crazy. Go ahead.
Look at who their Dominican savior is. It's Cardi B.
Right.
I mean, let's go ahead and just be all the way real.
Yeah. You're gonna do what? Who? Let's find out and see. Cardi B.
Exactly. That's your Dominican Jesus. Who is she biting off of? Which style? Which community did she have to be a part of in order for her to pop?
Isn't she part Trinidadian? I forget her makeup. She's not just Dominican. Anybody help me out? She's not just Dominican, man. What is her makeup?
I know it's one side Dominican. There was a video a while back when she went to Dominican Republic, and they rolled up on her and her dad. I don't think you saw that video, but she was cussing them out, saying that, hey, you guys are following my dad, and getting at him and stuff like that. Hey, that's the Dominican people right there. Sounds very, very similar to another deplorable group, but
go ahead.
That's all I got to say on that, Star.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Deed says, yeah, she is part Trini as well. Maybe that's why her and Nicki Minaj don't get along, Trini girls always beefing with each other. Cardi B's a nigga bitch. What is her sister's name? Is it Hennessy? I saw them, this was maybe a decade ago, up on YouTube, fighting some girls out there by a subway. Oh, Cardi's with the shits. Anyway, Okay, I spoke to Fidel. Oh, I took his call. Pardon me. A few more calls here. Let's finish this up. Guys, the video is in my communities section. If you have not seen it, I urge you to call and give us your thoughts. Let me bring in area code 678. Are you there? Did you see the video in my communities section?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Yes, sir. I seen it. How you doing, man? And I want to first off say Happy New Year's to you.
No one cares, sir. Get to the topic. I'm not your friend. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. So I seen the video, and honestly, this is nothing surprising. I'm from Plainfield, New Jersey, by the way of Perth Amboy.
Okay.
I currently reside in Perth Amboy.
Okay.
So you already know about Perth Amboy.
Yeah.
You already know how that is out there. So I got a SOAR license to do security, and I'll be doing security at these bars throughout Perth Amboy. I got kicked out of like 5 of them. And yeah. So, dealing with these races as, hostile, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans. Mm-hmm. It's mainly Mexicans and Dominicans I deal with. And I dealt with a racist Puerto Rican too. So, that lady, she, this is not surprising. I wouldn't be surprised if she said that in New Jersey or New York, because that white caller you had earlier, that was talking about some Sun Tzu, talking that liberal, manipulated shit, and I'm glad you hanged up on him. He pretty much sums up white people in New Jersey, because the white people out here in Jersey, they ain't gonna give it to these Dominicans or any other race group this nigga wake up call, because they busy want to swirl with them. But if that same black chick was to go down south, if she was to go to Mississippi, to Alabama, to Georgia, to Carolina, Virginia, you catch my drift? She would have got a rude awakening. That would have been beyond a nigga wake up call. She would have got a rude awakening. So, it just shows like, the self-hate thing is they bringing it out here. We already dealing with enough self-hating people out here due to the, that feminist shit, that black feminist that happened out here. So now it's just more adding on to it, because you got an influx of these self-hating Latinos and Caribbeans and Africans out here, feel like they got to show their allegiance to the dominant society. Or because the dominant white society bringing them here to have them live a better quality life.
If I can jump in for a second, you and I have spoken before. You're from Plainfield, right?
Yep.
Okay, next to my hometown, Scotch Plains. Don't be so quick to call Caucasians in New Jersey white. They're not white. They're Caucasians. A lot of them are Euro trash or of Dutch descent or other things. And they came from the bottom of the barrel in other European places. Do you know that New Jersey was, the New Jersey state legislature was the last in the North to abolish slavery?
Yep. And the
New Jersey. New Jersey.
Yep. New Jersey legislator made an apology about it in 2008. That's the same year.
Yes.
Where I'm not trying to get spiritual with you. But that's the same year a lot of white people are starting to decrease.
Yeah. The reason why I say that is because the level of racism and prejudice, people in New Jersey, they have been running from their true history, and they have assimilated to the white ideal, but they're not really white. Hey man, I appreciate your call. Thank you.
Much love.
The streets got no love, man. Stop that shit. I don't want to, start talking history. I had to get that out there because he has called in before. Sometimes you can have a little too much history in your mind, and you can scare people off. I don't like that guy, Troy Trainee. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He thinks he knows everything. I've been hearing that all my life. Brandon, I got your donation. Okay, yeah, okay. Listen, your donation is laced with profanity. Call in, man, but you can't use that type of language, you know? We're having a good discussion here. This is not a trending topic, but call in, all right? Foreman Mills, man, what I got to so sue, what? Drop loads. It should be an honor for, okay. Okay, your comment is it's kind of broken up, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Not sure where you're going, but let me bring in area code 561. Good evening. A few more calls here. You there? 561.
Yeah. You hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. So I seen the thumbnail pretty much. I don't even have to watch the video because
sir. I would prefer that you watch the video, sir. I prefer you watch the video.
She looked.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm standing on business tonight like deeds. Watch the goddamn video. Don't just call me assuming we're going to have a conversation and you're just going to go off topic, off the rails. And salute to people who say, yo, where's the community section? Take your goofy ass back to sleep. Hold on a second. Okay, where is your donation? Folks, please. This is a business. Hold on a second. I got time. Send screenshot of your donation. I don't know. You don't give a fuck about you. Some girl sent me a nasty email. I mean, I appreciate nasty emails, but a week ago, and I was talking to Dana with the data, as I do every other day, sometimes every day, and I said, Dana, I just got a nasty email. I said the girl, she kind of knowledgeable, but should I bother responding? Dana said, catch this. Did the nigga bitch send a donation? And I said, now that you say that, I didn't see one. She said, well, then fuck that bitch, you know? That's what Dana said. Did the nigga bitch send in a donation? Let me go to area code 910. You're my last caller. Good evening. Dominican woman denounces her blackness and says we have our own culture. Are you there? You're my last caller? 910.
Doing,
yes, sir. How are you? 910.
I'm doing good. But yeah, my opinion on everything, said the hell with her.
Did you see the video, sir?
Oh,
see the video?
I guess I've seen it, but
Are you capping, sir? Describe the video. I don't know if I believe you.
Dominican woman is saying that she's not black.
You're capping, sir.
Hello?
You're capping. You didn't watch it. You're capping.
I did. But look, I just want to say, man, I've seen this 1,000 times. I've seen this 1,000 times.
Your phone sounds muffled. Can you make some adjustments? Your phone. What are you in there?
Hello.
Go ahead. You were saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard this 1,000 times with Dominican people saying that they're not black, and I have seen the black people on the internet, trying to, I guess, give them a black card or whatever. But in my eyes, you ain't black. You were immigrant. In my eyes, you know what I'm saying? So
okay,
I don't really care if any of these foreigners out here want to say they're not black. I don't care nothing about that. Like I'm gonna lose sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like no, and they want to assimilate with a white culture.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You gonna fall right with you gonna fall right with them. You gonna fall right with them people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really care nothing about it.
All right. Thank you, sir. He doesn't care. Okay, you don't care. I want to end this show on I want to end the show with a caller who's got some really, really good insight here. Let me see if I can bring an area code. 539. Did you see the video in the community section? We're talking about the Dominican woman denouncing her blackness. 539. Yes, no?
Yes, sir, Boss Hog. I did. What's happening,
Hey,
man?
what's up with you, man? Good to hear from you.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it, man. And to be honest with you, man, I ain't mad at him. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at him. You know what I mean?
Come on.
And I think she should have, instead of using the word pathetic, I think she should have used desperate.
Ooh, okay.
Desperate black people be wanting them to identify, you know what I'm saying? Them ones that's desperate to be accepted by other cultures other than their own and all that type of, she probably one of them ones who use nigga every 5 minutes when she talking, when she get around black people. But then you see how she really feel. You see what I'm saying? So
a code switcher.
Thinking about it.
Code switcher.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You always know how to label shit, boy. I tell you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I ain't mad at her at all, dog. Yeah. Word up. Some people feel disrespected by it. I don't feel disrespected by it. 100% FBA. I don't feel. I'm glad she honest about it like that. Younger generation too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad you honest about it like that. And I mean, hey. And if she feel like or anybody for that matter that's from that culture or whatever, if you feel like the old culture didn't work for you, create a new one. You a younger generation, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mad at her about that, Star. We appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate just going letting it be known what it is, And like she said, not pathetic. I won't say pathetic black people, but desperate black people. Yeah, they be always, you black too. You black too. You see, you know how they go. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree with him, man.
Hey, man.
And then the dude at the end, he seemed like one of them types because he was trying to prove her wrong. Look like a black dude at the end, like with the dreads. He was trying to prove her wrong. And I'm like, that's the kind of the people, them the kind of people she's talking about. They be trying to get you to identify with black. You've been taught not to do that. So
right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
I agree with her, Star. I ain't mad at her.
I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
For sure. Peace, Star.
For sure. Okay.
No doubt.
you.